Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast for Monday, April 10th. The Lord is risen. He is risen indeed. It is still Easter. Listen to this story that comes in the Gospel of Matthew right after the report of the empty tomb. This is Matthew 28:11. Listen to this. While the women were on their way, some of the guards went into the city and reported to the chief priests everything that had happened. When the chief priests had met with the elders and devised a plan, they gave the soldiers a large sum of money, telling them, "You are to say, 'His disciples came during the night and stole him away while we were asleep.' If the report gets to the governor, we will satisfy him and keep you out of trouble." And so the soldiers took the money as they were instructed, and the story has been widely circulated among the Jews to this very day. And that's the word of the Lord. In other words, the whole miracle of the resurrection was covered up by the authorities, the religious leaders, and the government. Why would they cover it up? Well, it makes them look bad because they killed this guy to take care of him. Roman justice had been executed. Jesus had been executed, and he was buried, and he got out of the trap. Like, he got out of the one thing that they would do to control rabble-rousers. So for that system of justice to be maintained, they had to, illustrate that, yes, it really works. So you too better be careful or you'll be killed and put in a tomb. Certainly won't rise again like this Jesus guy. So they paid to cover it up because really, when it comes to the gospel, that's all you can do. Truth is truth. It shines brighter than the sun. And the only thing that you can do is temporarily cover it up and ignore it. And that is basically what our world does. We hear as a culture, as a world, the gospel story, and we just sort of like cover it up. We may not look for payment or, try to find a conspiracy. We just sort of like push it off to the side so that we can, with a clear conscience at the time, go, hogwash, baloney. That whole thing was debunked. It's no more real than the moon landing. Right. So here we are. It's still Easter, and we are still celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. We continue this party because it needs to root deeply in our souls and in our minds that this is our new reality. A new thing like this takes time to really set in, and there are things even in us that will push against it or deny it or just sort of dismiss the power, and we can't do that. We, as followers of this risen Jesus, continue to celebrate. And here's the thing. If you go into the stores today, you will see many an Easter candy on clearance. Now, these happen to be, I used to say Reese eggs were my favorite. These are actually my favorite Easter candies. These are Cadbury mini eggs. These are very, very difficult to find and probably all gone. The stores have moved on. They've already got Halloween costumes at the ready, and they're prepping the Christmas stuff in the back. So don't let that fool you. Easter continues. The celebration continues. And so my prayer for you today is that you will spend your day at work, at school, with your family, just considering this truth that Jesus is risen. He is still risen, and that sin and death are conquered. Just like think about it and even ask the Holy Spirit, say, Holy Spirit, man, help me to make this a day where I celebrate your resurrection. Don't let me cover it up. Don't let me dismiss it. Don't let me push it aside and diminish the power in my mind, because that's just not how it works. That's just, this event has changed the world. So may the Lord change us with it as we are a new creation, risen with him. The Lord is still risen. He is still risen indeed. That's RadCast.